Warrior, a brand new report is out and I want to share it with you. It is most critical and crucial. The information here. Follow along. Let's talk about it. Also, mark your calendars now. Next week, Tim Estes we will be interviewing, and he is the creator of a kid friendly browser called AngelQ. It's all the rage in the last few days, and this is something that is going to help kids and parents. But let's talk about this new study because we at the Warriors, we like our information to come from stats and studies and vetted information and things that you can really rely on. But most parents are admitting they fear they're losing precious time with their kids because they're spending their time fighting with kids about their digital online presence, addiction, use. And let's talk about what the study says. Kids are addicted. That's the bottom line. Many kids are addicted to their phones, their gaming consoles, and Chromebooks. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's every device they're addicted to. It's not one is more than the other. We traditionally always say like their phones, but come on now. We've got iPads. We don't talk about that enough. We've got all of the gaming. We've got so much going on. But many parents, even if they don't think their child has an addiction, they're admitting that they're very worried that their child might have one. They don't know how to recognize it. They might get one down the road, something. But I want to talk about this new report. Parents spend approximately 96 hours every year, so about 100 hours a year, fighting with their kids over online platforms, digital platforms. And again, I want to mention AngelQ, and I'm going to put a link to that in the body of this. Also adding it to our website, lynswarriors.org. We're a big proponent of anything that keeps kids safe. So make sure you're going to lynswarriors.org, everybody, to keep up. I can hardly keep up with everything changing on a dime on a daily basis. But this is a new internet, kid-friendly kind of browser. But families are facing over 500 fights a year with each other. Now that's over one a day. Let's think about that. 500. So 2/3, approximately 67% of parents fear they're losing time with their children because of the internet. But 41% of the moms, and this is most frightening, and dads are afraid they're losing their very little kids to technology completely. Now, that's a new age in plunging of parents worrying. How are we going to address that, right? Because we live in a digital world. We talk all the time. Schools are giving out Chromebooks. Schools are demanding that the kids do their homework on devices or use them in the classrooms. When I go into schools and I start with, how many of you, and this is usually 6th, 7th, 8th grade, how many of you have a phone? Invariably, every hand goes up. Everybody has a phone. But now worried about little kids. So that makes me say, okay, well, these are your children. It's time to reel it in. Delay is the way. Wait until 8th to give a device. That's what you have to do. You have to be that warrior in your own home and get a grip on all of this. This report, 2,000 adults from the 20-somethings, that would be Gen Z, to baby boomers, which is age 61 and up, with kids in kindergarten through 5th grade. Typically, the kids in the report ranged in age from 5 to 12. And about 61% confessed that they're just so worried about too much screen time replacing regular childhood development. And that's what, if we're worried about it, we're going to have to take those steps, roll up our sleeves, and get back to helping the kids build up their social skills, build up their feelings, empathy, challenge them so we have critical discussion, analyzing. How are they going to analyze in their minds critical situations? We have to get back to that. Excessive screen time. It includes so much. These are the points that the parents pointed out. They said about 27% irritability, 24% mood swings, full-on tantrums, 22%. We have work to do. So decreased attention spans with offline activities such as homework, 20%, high levels of anxiety, 14%, and trouble sleeping, 14% were too high on their list of tech were also high on their list of these tech addictions that they're worried about. Still, approximately 6 in 10, that's about 60% of parents, permit their kids to surf the internet without supervision, according to this new study. So therein lies the problem. How are we going to get you? You're recognizing this, you understand it's a problem, you're worried about it. We have a great new study. What are you going to do about it? You're going to have to work on getting the kids off the devices. If you start with 15 minutes a day, you start having, family digital partnerships, which we have spoken about for 5 years on the Warriors. You take control. I am sure most parents and guardians have bought the devices. You pay for the internet. So it's not their devices, it's our family shared devices. Because without this proper guidance, we are now in the runaway train of AI, artificial intelligence. And I am here to tell you, every child, if it hasn't already happened, and I'm pretty sure it has on some level, has fallen prey to a virtual predator, inappropriate content, unwanted pornography. Cyberbullying has become a huge problem. If they're doing it to me, cyberbullying, can you imagine kids that have to read these things, or our brains, we stick on that bad comment or that bad advice or that bad anything, as opposed to all the good comments we get. So if adults are feeling like this, we're going to have to teach the kids about, toughening up, being that warrior, coming to mom and dad if somebody approaches you online. We have to do it. Technology is currently aligned against families. We are working right now. It was just introduced into this massive budget. They worked all weekend, Congress. Sunday evening, I understand, one sentence was inserted, and that sentence in the budget was it was suggested that AI, artificial intelligence, for 10 years, from 2025 now to 2035, hands off, that no states could enforce any kind of regulations on AI. Do you know the harms for our children, society as a whole, but our kids? 10 years, can you imagine? I mean, I know we all thought it was cute in 2022 when all of a sudden we woke up and ChatGPT was here and everybody went crazy. But let's think about beyond that, because it's completely frightening with the runaway, Google introducing to kids 13 and under bots, which are fake, but kids think they're real. They think they're in a relationship with somebody. They have a friend in somebody. That bot, where does the bot get the information from? It reads you or your child, gives it back, but we have cases right now of the bot turning on the child for self-harm or harming family members or friends. So this really is, when I say a runaway train, all the more reason. We want technology to empower and educate, not distract and divide. And here's where I have to stand with China. They allow their children 40 minutes a day. The content is educational. The content is about history. The content, it shuts down after 40 minutes. We don't have this excessive addiction and scrolling all day long. Parents have to deal with this. They can't be pushovers. As a matter of fact, I was with somebody recently and discussing his teen son and talking about, make sure you talk open and honestly with him about everything. And he said to me, well, I don't invade his privacy. I trust him. Yes, we want to trust our children. We want to talk to them. We want to educate them, make them aware. But all children are subject to these predators. They are always 10 steps ahead of you and me and law enforcement. So a lot of these conflicts in the report, it's interesting, are late in the day, leading up to dinner time. So I guess that's after school time, and perhaps everybody's at home and dinner's being prepared. But dinner time traditionally, let's go back, that was that bonding period. In my family, we all helped prepare dinner, whether it was set the table, call our siblings to the table, cut up the salad. Everybody kind of had a job. We all kind of helped clear the dishes. That's, believe it or not, family bonding time, just being together off the devices. So that little period of time, what's left of it these days, right? Because we have a lot of studies that say families are not sitting down to dinner together. They're all running in different directions due to their schedules, grabbing fast food. But for the little bit that we have coming together, and we do recommend family meals, even if you have to plan it for 1 or 2 days a week, that you make that effort to have family, whether it's breakfast, whether it's dinner, you make that effort and you do it. Kids need this. We as adults need this, right? Thinking about these things is almost harder than actually just implementing them, doing them, and then you'll feel so accomplished. But that's where we're having all this disruption around what's left of that little bit of, dinner time. But the moms and dads are saying, about 40% of them, that the kids are so savvy that they're sneaking phones behind their backs, and they know how to do buy burner phones. They're very crafty. So parents do face, this is no judgment, warriors. Parents do face incredible complexities today around all of this. But here's what we want to think. Family partnerships, digital partnerships, it's not them against us, kids against adults. We're all in this together, right? We have challenges as adults too. Say that to them. Let them know. Yes, I have challenges too. I'm on my phone too much. I'm on my laptop too much. So we'll all put them down for an hour while we make dinner, have dinner. We want to keep instilling, let's create and leverage the internet for good and create healthy habits. And that begins, I used to say high school, forget it. Then I used to say middle school. Now I'm saying as what a child can walk and talk is when you begin age appropriate all of this digital education. Because remember, for years we've had think back even 10, 20, 30 years, we would have child games and those toys where you pull the string and it would be a voice and stuff. That's actually some sort of form of artificial intelligence when you think about it. So we don't want to take things away from the kids. We want to enhance the experience, but you need to know the education. I want everybody, AngelQ is the browser. I'm going to put a link to the website. I'd like all of you to read about it, see how it works. Also, I'm going to be listing this report. I think it's so, one of the things I'm always railing about is we don't have up-to-date information. We don't have up-to-date. They give me a study for trafficking from 2019. I can't use that. So much has transpired. So anytime we have new reports, new stats, this is so important, and I can't wait for all of you. We've interviewed him before in the past, Tim Estes, CEO of and co-founder of AngelQ, that he's worked very hard on helping you, helping your kids, and helping us at the Warriors understand how we can all create safety in our homes. Please honor our hashtag Community Creates Change. Make sure you are signed up. That newsletter is going out, and it's about AI, lynswarriors.org. Scroll down on the right side. Thank you to everybody who has donated, volunteered. Again, last week was unbelievable, our New York City event at the Cutting Room. It was just an incredible night of community, of music, of song, of dance, of feeling good and food, and also we had education. It really worked out well. So thank you to all who attended and for those who participated and donated to our silent auction. We are ready to roll. Join us. And remember, each and every day when you wake up, make sure you go out and be a warrior.